English 121, The Mechanics of Quoting, from the Allen and Bacon Guide, pages 561 to 576. When you want to pull information from a source, it's important to use attributive tags that will tell the reader who is being quoted. When you are quoting a complete sentence, begin the passage with a capital letter and separate the quote from the attributive tag using a comma. If you're using a parenthetical citation at the end of the sentence, it would come after the final quotation marks but before the terminal period. To work brief words and phrases from a source into your own grammatical structure, use signal phrases to insert the passage smoothly. No comma is needed to introduce the sentence unless it is used to fit the grammar of the writer's own sentence. And you always use present tense to discuss source material. Always use brackets to modify a quotation if the grammar of the passage doesn't match the grammar of your own sentence, or if the meaning of the quoted word is not clear because the passage has been removed from its original context. The change inside the brackets modifies the quotation to fit the grammar of your sentence. You can also use brackets for changes in capitalization. You can use ellipses or 3 spaced periods to indicate omitted words from a quoted passage. When using an ellipses in the middle of the sentence, each of the periods should be preceded and followed by a space. You also might need to use an additional period to mark the end of a sentence if the ellipses or the omission occurs at the end. However, you would still include the parenthetical citation before the terminal period. If you wish to quote a passage that already contains quotation marks, change the original double quotes to single quotes to indicate that it is a quotation within a quotation mark. The same rule applies regardless of whether the quotation marks are used for quoted words or for a title. And finally, if your quoted passage takes up more than 4 lines in your own paper, you want to use the block indentation method rather than real quotation marks. You would introduce the block with a sentence in your own writing that includes an attributive tag followed by a colon. Then indent 1 inch and single space the quoted text. No quotation marks are actually necessary. This kind of block text is primarily used in cases where the writer intends to analyze the big chunk of text being quoted. You don't want to allow your writing to become overrun with other people's voices. In block quotes, the parenthetical citation comes after the final period, and this is the only case in MLA when it does so. Keep these rules in mind as you execute quotes in your essays.